Three. And we're back. We are the chairperson himself.
That's right.
Peter Hendricks. Thank you so much for stopping by in between talks. Could you briefly introduce yourself and what you do?
Sure. My name is Peter Hendricks. I'm a clinical psychologist and professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, where I do clinical trials with psychedelics.
And what is your role here in this conference? Did you help any of the organization?
That's right. I'm the chair of this conference, so I've essentially played master of ceremonies and assisted John Waisliff in selecting the speakers for the past 2 days.
Did you have any favorite moment in this conference or any takeaway?
Favorite moments? Wow. Oh, now you put me on the spot. Does any one thing really jump out to me? Well, I mean, I have to say I'm biased, but I really enjoyed the talk by Bob Discordia with Equalist Therapeutics. But I am co-founder of Equalist Therapeutics, so I was especially invested in that talk. I do think he did a very good job. But there were other talks on microdosing by Sandeep Nayak that I thought were very interesting, and talks on some of the emerging clinical trial data. I think that speaks most to me, but also a number of talks on emerging novel psychedelic compounds, or those that are sort of inspired by psychedelics. There's much talk on non-psychoactive or non-hallucinogenic psychedelics and the promise that they hold. I think these are really interesting questions that are really at the cutting edge of science.
Any talks that relate to your work?
Well, I gave a talk, so that would relate directly to my work since it was on my work. But most of my interest is in the treatment of substance use disorders, and I think that's always kind of on the outside of what people are interested in for a number of reasons. There's a long history where substance use disorders are pushed to the margins, and I would like to see more work on substance use disorders. But anything that's in the mental health realm, I would say, is of interest to me. And there was a presentation on alcohol use disorder and comorbid depression, again, where the findings look really promising, and that's certainly relevant to what I do, and I'd like to see more of that.
Is ibogaine a big hope for you?
Is ibogaine a big hope? I would say this. I would love, especially for the patient populations, for there to be as many safe and effective medications available as possible, as many tools in the tool chest. So if we can have 500 new medications brought to market, I would say that's a big win, especially since everyone's going to respond a little differently. Not everybody's going to respond to any given medication, but if we have many different tools in the tool chest, it's likely that will be something that will work for someone. So when you ask, is ibogaine a big hope? If
like the most dramatic.
I mean, ibogaine is a fascinating drug. It is a really complicated drug that exhibits complicated polypharmacology. No one really understands how it works. It's kind of amazing that it exists in nature at all. People who've had ibogaine experiences will attest to the rather profound transformations it seems to bring about. The big question is there a way to safely bring ibogaine to market? Can we bring ibogaine to market in a way that's safe and scalable? I think there are going to be challenges, but if we can do this in a way that is indeed at least safe, I would like that to be an option for the patient populations. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for ibogaine, but ibogaine has a lot of very motivated and passionate proponents, and I think if they can find a way to get it done, I'll be very happy. I'll be happy for the patient populations, but I think we have to find a way to do it in a way that's safe, and then we also have to find a way to do it that's affordable.
What excites you the most in the field right now?
Well, I mean, I think it's exciting that in a matter of about a decade, we've gone from thinking that psychedelics would be going nowhere, that they were a relic of the past, that those who were interested in psychedelics were fringe and perhaps sabotaging their own careers, to seeing all this interest from academia and from industry, and not only the psychedelics that we've known about for many years, like psilocybin and LSD and MDMA, but also in the almost, it seems like, infinite ways that we could engineer these psychedelic compounds to better produce the sort of outcomes that we'd like to have. So, I mean, it seems right now the sky's the limit, and it seems to me that in short time there will be a number of psychedelic compounds that will be available to the patient populations. That would include Definium's LSD, Compass Pathways psilocybin, Usona's psilocybin, Atide-Beckley's 5-MeO-DMT, and I'm probably forgetting a few at the moment, but there's also Helus psilocybin, and on and on and on. And I think this is just very good news for the patient populations. And I think what we'll likely see is whatever these compounds can bring will likely be improved upon as we move forward, and we'll find perhaps more effective, safer, and more scalable interventions for mental health conditions in the years to come. And hopefully many of the mental health conditions that so many people suffer from today will become less and less common with time. And the dreamer in me would like to think there'll be a time in the future where our great-grandchildren will look back at these times, and some of the mental health conditions that are so prevalent today will be as uncommon in the future as things like, in the United States at least, scarlet fever or cholera are. Bad luck. We got a fire alarm going off.
Do you think 2027 is the big year for psychedelics?
Yeah, I think that Compass Pathways anticipates their drug being approved in late 2026 or early 2027. So that seems like it's a very big year. Reunion Neurosciences tryptamine, subcutaneous tryptamine has been designated breakthrough therapy status. We've got Definium coming through with LSD soon. We've got Usona that won't be far behind Compass, and others. Beckley SciTech's 5-MeO-DMT, or sorry, Atide-Beckley now's 5-MeO-DMT for treatment-resistant depression. I think if things go well in their phase 3 trials, that will also come to market. So I think in a short period of time, in a few years, there will be many different options in the psychedelic family available to patient populations. And I think, again, more tools, more options. We'll have some important questions in the future around how we actually make this work in the real world, questions around billing codes and insurance and business models. But I'm hopeful that we can figure something out.
Great. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you for a great conference.
Thank you. It's easy.